नमस्कार, मेरा नाम है राजीव कुमार जयनहार के भी और मैं हूँ इस वक्त एडवोकेट प्रदीप नामियार जी के साथ। प्रदीप जी नमस्कार।
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार।
और आप सभी को प्रदीप जी और मेरी तरफ से जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र, जय भवानी, जय शिवाजी, वंदे मातरम।
वंदे मातरम।
हर हर महादेव,
हर
जय सिया
हर
राम,
महादेव,
जय सिया राम,
जय सिया राम।
So Pradeep ji, the India alliance, I think, are they serious? Do you think? I mean, I don't know.
सर, you know that डॉक्टर सुधांशु त्रिवेदी जब वो भाषण दे रहा था, बोले कि मुहूर्त में थोड़ा कमी है। He said Congress is always saying that राम मंदिर पुनर्निर्माण का मुहूर्त ठीक नहीं था, मगर राहुल गांधी जी का जो मुहूर्त है, जो भारत जोड़ो नए यात्रा का, वो ठीक नहीं है। बिकॉज जहां से वो जा रहे हैं, वहां सरकार, उनके सरकार या पलट रहा है या टूट रहा है या उनसे भागीदारी छोड़ रहे हैं। इसे मुहूर्त वहां पर तकलीफ है। जोड़ो यात्रा का मुहूर्त ठीक नहीं है।
प्रदीप जी, सबसे बड़ी बात यहां पर यह आती है कि द इंडिया अलायंस हैड इट्स फर्स्ट मीटिंग जस्ट अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 9 months बिफोर द जनरल कैलकुलेशन इज दैट द जनरल इलेक्शन विल बी हेल्ड।
यस यस,
9 महीने पहले
एग्जैक्ट
सबसे पहले उनकी मीटिंग हुई है।
यस यस।
और उसके बाद 3 मीटिंग हो चुकी हैं और उनके सबसे बड़े नेता जो थे इन तीनों मीटिंग में आदरणीय सम्माननीय नीतीश कुमार जी, वो उनको छोड़ के जा चुके हैं। और उसके अलावा आज की तारीख में जब राहुल गांधी जी को सीट एडजस्टमेंट, कैंडिडेट सिलेक्शन, इन सब चीज़ों पर बात करनी चाहिए तो वो न्याय यात्रा पे हैं। तो वेयर इज द सीरियसनेस? आई डोंट थिंक एनी ऑफ देम इज बीइंग सीरियस। और मैं बिल्कुल इस बात से सहमत हूँ कि आई थिंक कांग्रेस इज वन ऑफ द लेजीएस्ट पार्टीज इन द वर्ल्ड। सबसे आलसी पार्टी अगर है तो कांग्रेस।
कोटिंग मिस्टर मोदी।
नहीं, बिल्कुल बात बिल्कुल दुरुस्त है। मतलब आप देखिए ना, चुनाव सर पर है और अभी तक आपकी कैंडिडेट लिस्ट तैयार नहीं है। आपको ये मालूम नहीं है कौन सी सीट पर आप लड़ेंगे। आपको ये तक मालूम नहीं है कि आपका मेन एजेंडा क्या होगा। आपको ये तक मालूम नहीं है कि आप मोदी जी के ऊपर अगर अटैक करेंगे, उनकी पॉलिसीज पे अटैक करेंगे तो अपना विकल्प आप क्या पेश करेंगे। What is your alternative model? Till now, we don't know what the India Alliance alternative model is. What?
Sir, I'm reminded of what you said. Now Congress, what you said earlier, the Congress has only time to fight itself.
Yes.
This battle across the nation, it has to be Congress versus the BJP. That is the only choice left with the Congress. Go for it, go alone. Take on the BJP on your own. Because you don't, as you say, you don't have time. Where's the time? आपको जोड़ो यात्रा खत्म होने तक चुनाव डिक्लेयर हो जाएगा।
अरे भाई आप इस बार I don't know how these guys think. Very frankly speaking, I don't recognize this Congress anymore because the Congress used to start planning for an election 1.5 years in advance or 2 years in advance, from whatever I remember. At 24 Akbar Road, if the Lok Sabha elections were say 2 years away, you had already decided which general secretary would take care of which state. You had already decided right up to the block level who your president would be and what they would be doing and what would be the main agenda of the Congress. Your manifesto used to be ready before any other parties. Today, there is not even the talk of a manifesto where the Congress is concerned. So I'm not sure what these guys are up to. And on the other side, you have Mr. Modi with his Ram Mandir, repeal of Article 370, ban on verbal triple talaq, and his report card. You have nothing to offer. You have nothing to offer.
And Mr. Modi is not doing anything wrong. Modi is going as per his plan, and he's piling up his assets, ready for war.
Pradeep ji, that's exactly what I'm saying. What is the alternative? What do you have to offer? Sir, it's a matter of Pepsi and Coke. Why should I give up Coke and have Pepsi? Or a Thumbs Up?
Exactly.
Or a Sprint? Or a Fanta? Why? For what? I love Coke. I mean, that's it. Khatam.
Sir,
Then ask Ali
yes.
Darwala Sahab.
बिल्कुल।
Darwala Sahab इस वक्त हमारे साथ हैं. So Darwala Sahab, नमस्कार.
नमस्कार राजीव सर, नमस्कार प्रदीप सर। जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र, वंदे मातरम, एंड द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट इज जय सिया राम।
जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम। सबसे बड़ी बात ये है।
So
magnificent
told
speech.
everything that you were going to say.
Magnificent speech in Parliament by Mr. Modi. And as we've been discussing over here for the last 2 years, There is no alternative. I mean, the opposition is not presenting an alternative. What is your alternative? I mean, I would love it if the Congress were to come out with their own version of what the economy ought to be like, with their own version of how they're going to be saving all the public sector units, how they're going to be reviving them, what they're going to be doing where, and so on and so forth. They say they are followers of Gandhiji. Are bhai, Gandhiji's main focus was village as a unit. And the Congress seems to have forgotten Gandhiji. And then they complain when Mr. Modi talks about Gandhi. I mean, come on. Darwala Sahab, what do you think?
The only agenda, Rajiv sir and Pradeep sir, I could figure out in my limited knowledge is the freebies. They have come to power in Karnataka by promising freebies on gas, from electricity, and whatever they could lay their hands on. The Karnataka government has crashed, the economy has collapsed. This is how they have come to power. But so, nevertheless, the people are so intelligent, they saw that India cannot become a case study of Karnataka like what has happened in Karnataka, and they have distanced themselves from Congress. Now, I was listening to the Honorable Prime Minister's speech in the Parliament today, and as he said as to why shouldn't I pat my back, and I was really head on, and I was kudos to what the Prime Minister said. As we go into the debate, I'm sure you will take up the issue, and I will be able to reply on that. And over here, as I said, the opening statement that I saw in all the leading newspapers is the Honorable Prime Minister said, the thumbline, the theme of this show, Ab Ki Baar 400 Paar. So this is what nation now has projected, and this is how we have come today as the thumbline of the Prime Minister's agenda.
No, but over here, what I would like to ask you is there anything else that you would like the Prime Minister to do? I mean, in terms of, I'm sure you must be having a wish list of your own. Like, for example, as far as I'm concerned, you know what I would like the Prime Minister to do? I can tell you. I'm not asking you. You can come out with it if you want. I want the Prime Minister to start the process of getting Pakistan occupied Kashmir back. I want the Prime Minister to start the process of driving the Chinese out of all the territories that they have illegally acquired from us. I would like the Prime Minister and the Defence Minister and the three chiefs to sit together and go back to the old recruitment scheme of the Army, Navy and Air Force. We need at least 90,000 more troops. I would like the government really and truly to look at our maritime forces. You know, by the way, congratulations. Congratulations are in order for everybody. A matter of great pride for the whole of India, Mr. Modi. And this is something, by the way, that Mr. Modi did not even mention in Parliament. Pradeep ji, sunne wali baat hai. Pradhan Mantri ji ne ye baat bhi nahi kari. Look at the greatness of the man. Sir, today, the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden shipping lanes are open because of the Indian Navy. Because of us, we have 3 freighters and 2 destroyers at the moment, guarding the seas to see that the international shipping lanes are not disrupted by Somali pirates and by Houthi rebels. I am saying, for India really to project itself as a great power, we need at least 2 more aircraft carriers, we need at least 15 more destroyers, and by the way, sir, the Indian Air Force is about 14 squadrons short. We have the money. I do hope the mandarins at South Block are not going, because I know for a fact that Mr. Modi has been planning for this. I hope the tin hats at South Block are not going to block this expansion which is taking place. Now that's my wish list. What is yours? Ali Darwara sir.
Yeah, my wish list, if you ask me, is in 2024, as Honorable Prime Minister takes over again in the 3rd term. That is when we have a steel fist, a no-nonsense government. I would not say with no opposition, with a sensible and a responsible opposition who is going to uphold and who is going to applaud the good work done by the government and the relentless work by all the cabinet ministers, the party and the Vichardhara which was there in the heart, the flame that was burning in the hearts of the people. Honorable Prime Minister has seen the pulse and he has delivered. My thing is, when Congress comes on the floor, Pradeep sir follows Honorable Kharge ji very carefully. Then even to a good work done by the Prime Minister and his cabinet, he mocks it. This is really very painful, and I over here I have to sit and I have to give an explanation as to they blame us with lies, and I have to like sit and explain, no, this is not a lie, this is not the fact, and this is really painful. I feel a decorum should come in politics where we have a kind of a decency, what we accuse of, and we get facts and figures before we accuse. Yeah, I'm not saying we are in the government and we are 100% right. We are human, we may be making errors. You have to point it out, but there is a way of pointing it out.
But Darwala Sahab,
Prime Minister's address.
But Darwala Sahab, don't you think we've already taken the first couple of steps to becoming a real superpower? We are policing.
Correct.
We are policing the shipping lanes. You should know more than anybody else. The oil supply of the world today depends on us. You know enough about oil. Oil tankers can move safely between the Red Sea, the Gulf of Aden, the Arabian Sea, and right up to the Gulf of Mannar only because of us, only because of our
Correct,
Navy.
sir.
What do you have to say to that, sir?
Yeah, just replying to this specific question of yours, the petrol diesel prices that had shot up, that was because the insurance companies were not willing to insure the oil tankers, the oil carriers, the
Yes.
gas LNG carriers,
Yes.
because the premiums had gone up so high that none of the vessels were willing to ferry. And now, since this thing has been done by our Honorable Prime Minister, the corridor has been cleared. We have our marines who are patrolling over here. Now the insurance rates will come down. Oil carrier, bulk carriers, all the shipping industry will have a stability as far as the pricing is concerned. And in the few days, as I say, when the Honorable Prime Minister takes over and all our flagship programs are at a mere fag end, you will see a revolution coming and a just and gust into the 2024. When we go into the new government, you will really see, like, I cannot assure you.
No, but Kharge, you are talking about, Darwala Sahab, you are talking about Kharge Sahab. Kharge Sahab, you are talking about Kharge Sahab and how fascinated Bajaj Sahab is with Kharge Sahab. And,
Pradeep
after.
That was deliberate. That was deliberate.
And after
Yes.
Kharge's speech, I think Prime Minister Modi and the BJP came out with a nice, beautiful statement. He said, I need new haters and new critics. I need new haters and new critics. The old ones have become my fans. Old ones have become my fans. That is what he talked of after Kharge's this Prime Minister talked about Kharge's after Kharge's speech, because Kharge supported that 400 plus. बोले आप 400 plus बात कर रहे हो आप. That is what. At the same time, Congress is criticizing. He says, why is Prime Minister Modi not talking about 2,000 square kilometers of encroachment in Ladakh, definitely by China? You're not talking about that. You are not talking about no jobs. You're not talking about you have reduced taxes, corporate taxes, but GST on essential items have increased, not decreased. Industrial loans have been waived. MSME and farmers, there is no relief. So that's where they're blaming the Prime Minister Modi, that he's not talking about 2,000 square meters of encroachment by Chinese. Why is he not talking, Darwala sir?
So this bilateral talks are on. Honorable Prime Minister is very aware. You're saying of 2,000 square kilometers over here. Even 2 square kilometers is what the Prime Minister will not let it
4,300.
go.
According to Dr. Subramanian Swamy, 4,300 square kilometers.
So the Congress reduced by 2,000.
4,300 square kilometers according to Dr. Subramanian Swamy.
Correct. As we see the snow coming down, you will see our army in action. Definitely, this is not the platform where the army strategies are to be
Why not?
spoken out about.
Why not?
Because I can assure you, sir, something.
Why not?
Something big.
Why can't you
something
speak
big
about
is
it?
happening. Sir, because these are all strategies as far as the oil reserves, the army, the planning, and what
We
is
have enough oil
happening
reserves. And we've got the Chinese all bottled up in the Straits of Malacca. You know that. You know that. The Chinese dare not attack us. You know that quite well. We'll just bottle them up. Their tankers will not be able to cross. The Chinese have no oil of their own. They will be without electricity, without oil, without nothing. They'll come to a standstill. You know that quite
Correct.
well.
That's what I'm saying. As
Right.
the snows are withering off and as we see the winter at the fag end, we are doing things strategically. Things are going to work out in due course of time, Pradeep sir, Rajiv sir. You will see how things have been planned, how highways have been planned till the last chowki in the north, and very soon.
Oh yeah, that's a
Those
great achievement. By the way,
states-
that's something, Pradeep ji, what Mr. Darwala mentioned, sorry to interrupt you, but I have to say this. You know, this is the first government that has actually done this. Till now, our boys on the front in Ladakh and in the northeast facing the Chinese had to be supplied by mule train, by mules. We didn't have roads. This is the first government that has actually provided roads. Sir, please go ahead.
Rajiv sir, I'll tell you one thing. There is a very what we say in Hindi, 60 साल का ये लिनन धोना है, ये 6 साल में नहीं निकलेगा. But though we have done it, what they had projected for 30 years, we have been able to do it in 9 years. The government which patted it back and said we are the 11th largest economy in the world and we project to become top 5 in next 30 years. The Honorable Prime Minister has done it in 9 years. Why shouldn't we be proud of it? Why shouldn't we speak about it? Likewise, in the north, the 7 sister states that was spoken about now, which is in the limelight now, were neglected as though they were a foreign country. Like India, ये नाम लेने को वो लोग शर्मते थे. And in this states over here, we are very proud to say, आज जो लहराता है हमारा तिरंगा, उसके साथ में गर्व से वो हमें भारतीय कहते हैं और अपने आप को भारतीय होने में वो लोग गर्व महसूस करते हैं.
You know, Darwala sir, the greatest showpiece of yours, the greatest showpiece of the BJP is Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh was known for Rampuri knives, यानी रामपुरी का चाकू और country made revolvers, katta, and you know this, Rampuri chaku. And today UP is making drones, it is making BrahMos missiles, it is making all the best defense equipment of the world and ready to supply to the whole world. Now that is a transformation. रामपुरी और कट्टा से लेके मिसाइल बनाने वाला, ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल, drones बनाने वाला, that is the greatest showcase that you can do your development. You said decade of transformation. But again, we'll quote Kharge Saab. Kharge Saab also talk about Manipur. Every hour one farmer is committing suicide. What is Prime Minister Modi doing about that? And crimes against women, Kharge says, is up 32%. Darwala Saab. Your achievements are fabulous.
By the way, the UP budget this time is about 7,36,000 crores. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Amazing.
7,36,000 crores. But farmer suicide,
sir,
that's a worry. Mr. Nambiar asked you about farmer suicide.
No, if you want to praise Mr. Modi on Uttar Pradesh, you can do that also. It is Rampuri se leke drones or missiles.
But both are killing machines. Both are killing
mass killing.
Ji, Darwala Sahab, boliye, please.
Yeah, correct. About Rampur, I'd like to say that particular place in Rampur and the people who came from there and their nature and their hot-headedness and that weapon in their hand were a total mishap. But now what Uttar Pradesh is making is not going in the hands of this barbaric people. Well, it is going in the hands of the army and seasoned people who are skilled.
And exporting. And exports. Don't forget exports.
And exports, what India is doing is the difference over here, sir. Uttar Pradesh, it was a lawless land. We all know how Uttar Pradesh was governed, and there was unwritten law and like what they said, and it was done. And let's not go into the negativity side of it, but it was this monk who has walked the roads, and he has made Uttar Pradesh safe for our ladies, for our sisters to walk on in the streets in Lucknow, in the Kanpur. It was really barbaric, sir. So I will definitely take this pat on my back where Uttar Pradesh.
I wish he would do something about Gorakhpur too. He comes from Gorakhpur. I wish he would do something about Gorakhpur too. The sewage lines in Gorakhpur are in urgent need of repair. I hope he has the time to spend some money on his constituency. But when he was asked that,
the open sewage system is working. Water has to reach over there. Water has reached Nal mein Jal. सब तरफ पहुंच.
लेकिन एक चीज है सर, just for a clarification, छोटा सा. योगी आदित्यनाथ जी के बारे में, वो ये है कि योगी आदित्यनाथ जी से पूछा गया कि भैया आपने गोरखपुर में जो बाबा गोरखनाथ का जो मंदिर है उसके सामने इतना बड़ा गटर है वो ओवरफ्लो करता है यार, मैं जा चुका हूँ ना वहाँ पे, अभी भी वही स्थिति है। तो उन्होंने कहा कि यार ऐसा है कि गोरखपुर में मैं लास्ट में आऊँगा, क्योंकि लोगों को ये नहीं लगना चाहिए कि मुख्यमंत्री जो है सिर्फ अपनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी के बारे में काम कर रहा है और किसी के बारे में काम नहीं कर रहा। सो आई वुड से हैट्स ऑफ टू हिम, बट गोरखपुर इज इन अर्जेंट नीड ऑफ रिपेयर। जी अली दरवाजा साहब बोलिए।
Correct. This is a living example. These people live and they live by what they say, sir. Unlike in Maharashtra, where we have one village out of nowhere with no significance on the plateau, having airports and everything, what the previous leaders in Maharashtra have done is really shameful, sir. They ignored it and they even stole the water and took it to that place. Anyway, they are my citizens who are being benefited. But I can assure you...
but he is coming to you now, sir. The talk is that the gentleman from Baramati that you were talking about is now coming over to your side.
It is the nephew, sir, who made the magic, who made the difference, who had the audacity, who had the strength, who had the vision. कि लोगों की कल्याण के लिए अगर मुझे बीजेपी भी ज्वाइन करना पड़ेगा तो मैं करूंगा, क्योंकि उनके प्रश्न के मुझे लोगों से निवारण करवाना है और योगी और मोदी सरकार ही लोगों को राहत पहुंचा सकती है। This is the vision Ajit Pawar had.
You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. That was an inadvertent predictive slip. He said सिर्फ योगी और मोदी की सरकार ही निवारण करा सकती है. So we can understand. So we can safely say that in the BJP cadres, in all likelihood, Mr. Yogi Adityanath will succeed Mr. Modi as the Prime Minister of the country. Is that what you are saying?
Definitely, I would not mince my words. As far as selection is concerned, it is very immature of me to even predict anything over here, because the decisions are not taken on television screens, neither in the BJP headquarters. It is the Vichardhara who sits, who thinks, and it has been discussed, and with systematic credentials it has been discussed who can take over and when will we take over, and it doesn't even need to change. To begin with, even if it needs to change, do we have an alternative? And when we are performing, when the country is performing, do we need to experiment with anything over here, sir?
So, we want to put the case charge on Manipur farmer suicide and woman.
Yeah, you didn't talk about that. You didn't talk about that. So we'll come to that after that.
Correct, sir.
Manipur and farmer suicide.
Over here, we need to work. But I can assure you, our Home Minister, Honorable Amit Shah, sir, is totally on the case. 24/7 bilateral dialogues are going on. And very soon you can see, Manipur is again, I say, like, we are not going to play a blame game over here. 65 years, this arson has been happening. Nothing has been done. But we have taken the issue, we have taken the challenge. Manipur needs to come to normalcy. As well as the agriculture suicide is concerned, sir, on your prestigious channel, I'd like to tell you with confidence that each and every farmer is been compensated with 6,000 rupees directly transferred into their account. It will take time. This we say एक जो है ना ये जो दारिद्र है ये एक रात में नहीं निकल सकता. We are working and I appeal to farmers, please have some faith, do not do wrong things. Will come, the government will come to your rescue.
But when, sir, the problem at the moment, as Mr. Sharad Pawar pointed out, that during the time when he was Agriculture Minister, and of course Mr. Chidambaram presented his budget, they gave about 69,900 crores relief to the farmers. They waived off all the farm loans. So he was asking, when are you going to waive off all the farm loans? Because even right now, the collectors are coming over to the farmers' houses and they are asking for money. Now, कहाँ से लाएंगे पैसे सर? मराठवाड़ा में इतना बड़ा ड्राउट था, फिर उसके बाद इतनी जोर से बारिश हो गई जो बाकी क्रॉप which was standing, which also got destroyed, and then on top of it the water table has really gone down under, and it's a very bad situation. So
correct. Talking on Maharashtra, sir, the loan waiver, if you remember, last in the Fadnavis government when we had the 5-year regime, you can check the facts and figures. The loan waiver given to farmers is much more than 60,000 crores which the UPA government had given. You can check for facts and figures. We have given more than
But
that.
now, let's
I
talk about
feel-
now. Sir, abhi
Yeah,
ki
I
baat kar
feel
rahe
it is. That means we have not been able. I think more needs to be done. Honorable Devendra Fadnavis ji, he is very, very concerned about farmers. He came out with this Jal Yug Shivar, and we are sure the plateau we have been able to at least maintain. If it's not gone down, we have not been able to increase, but it has been maintained. I think we should survive this summer season. But had this 2.5 years of wastage, when this government came into power, they totally stopped the Jal Yug Shivar program. Had this been done for last 2.5 years, we would not be having this situation today. But nevertheless, we will definitely look into this calamity. It's really called a calamity. We had very shortfall rains in Maharashtra this year, and I hope and pray to God that this passes through. We have had a good winter. We are going to have a prolonged winter. That's what the Met Department has forecasted. If we can just survive for this 2 months till June, I think we will not make this mistake. We'll come back to power, and this will be the top list. As you say, my wish list would be that our reservoirs are so full that we can survive even 2 to 3 years of famine.
Sir, June
and
is
drought.
3 months away, 3.5 months away.
yeah,
Not 2 months away. Just 1 second, Pradeep.
Yes, yes.
Only
Yeah,
one thing.
yeah,
You see,
yeah.
2024 is a done deal. Mr. Modi is coming back. Whether he comes back with 350.
States, so we need to bother, yeah.
Yeah, whether he comes back with 350 or he comes back with 400 or as you say with 500, we don't know. But don't you think, as a lot of analysts are now saying, what happens afterwards? Because your dependence on Mr. Modi seems to be all consuming, so to speak. Because there is this chap called Prashant Kishore who used to work with the BJP at one time and has lent his services to various other people, including the Aam Aadmi Party, to Congress, to
Mamata Banerjee.
Mamata Banerjee and to other people, and even to Nitish Kumar. He says this is exactly what used to happen at the time when Mrs. Indira Gandhi was the leader of the Congress. The Congress used to keep winning elections except one election. There was one aberration, that is in 1977. Otherwise, the Congress used to keep winning elections. But as soon as Mrs. Gandhi died, all the lacunae in the organization came to the fore. Now, he says, and there are other people also who echo the same sentiments, that hopefully the same thing will not happen as far as the BJP is concerned. Because right now your dependence on Mr. Modi is total. Sir.
Correct. Your apprehension I can well understand, and it is the sentiments are well passed. I hope and pray to Lord Almighty that Modi ji has a healthy and a very long life. Over here, the party needs to gear up. We need to have, lot more people like our Honorable Prime Minister, and he needs to designate. Party needs to identify. They need not be from the Parivarwad. They may be very simple people from background who have got nothing to do with the P of politics. They need to be got into the platform. I am sure there is an agency who is totally looking into it and into a standby mode also.
Dharwala sir,
What you are saying is well noted, sir.
What you were saying
definitely
yesterday,
not be dependent on
Prime Minister, the way he spoke, he said, "वो नामदार थे, मैं कामदार हूँ. वो नामदार थे, मैं कामदार हूँ." That's what he said, and he went ahead to say that before 2000, around 2013, the collection of the attachment was 5,000 crores by the Enforcement Directorate, and by 2022 it has reached 1 lakh crore. Enforcement Directorate attachment today has reached 1 lakh crore, Mr. Danuwala. He said, I will not tolerate corruption. मैं corruption बर्दाश्त नहीं करूंगा. और जिसने इस देश को लूटा है, उसको पैसा वापस लौटाना पड़ेगा. Now that was a fantastic statement. He said, I will not allow corruption, and those people who have looted the country will have to pay back, give back the money. Now he is, it's like a launching a war against corruption. Darwala sir.
Pradeep sir, I am on total same page with our Honorable Prime Minister, with you, with Rajiv sir on this show. I am of the same sentiment. No nonsense, no tolerance to corruption, because when we travel overseas, all our brothers who have gone away from this country are gone because they are fed up of this word corruption, of this babugiri. They being harassed in government offices, in passport offices, at airports. They come back to me, and when they talk with vengeance and when they talk with so much resentment, my neck falls down. If at all this can be addressed, I salute the Honorable Prime Minister. He said corruption will not be tolerated. If I need to employ 1 lakh more employees, I will get them. I am on the same page with the Honorable Prime Minister. Corruption should not be tolerated. It should be punished. It should be, just controlling my emotions. It should be lethal. The punishment should be lethal because our country gets
Darwala
a
sahab,
bad
you are
name.
absolutely right. Everybody agrees with you. But punishment at all levels. Corruption at all levels. Corruption not just in the private sector. Corruption not just in the case of Vijay Mallya or Nirav Modi or Lalit Modi, but even within the government, within the bureaucrats, within the officers, within the enforcement agencies.
Really painful, sir.
You know, everybody's opened a shop. Because let's be very clear, I don't agree with the opposition saying that ED का क्या है कि वो target हो रहा है, ये हो रहा है. That's a separate issue.
No.
That's a totally separate issue. भाई वो आप कोर्ट में जाइए, आप अपना केस लड़िए. लेकिन you also know it, sir, how the income tax behaves. CBI per se is a more or less very honest organization. They make genuine mistakes. But as far as the Directorate of Enforcement is concerned, or income tax is concerned, SFIO is concerned, that is Serious Financial Investigation Office is concerned, and so on and so forth. We are getting all sorts of reports from there. So perhaps the Vigilance Commission needs to look at what these people are doing. Darwala sahab.
Exactly. Rajiv sir, I am on total same page. You can see with the resentment on my face, corruption is total no. We need to, and me within the party in
I forgot to mention customs. Yes, customs. That's another one.
Correct, sir. Customs, they are working and they are 100% working. Even they know that it's a no-nonsense thing. There is an agency who is keeping an eye on them. We have the security advisors. We have lots of good people on board with Honorable Prime Minister. They have been handpicked. They are working relentlessly. Hours and hours of work has been put in. We cannot leave this country in the hands of the corrupt. Modi ji has his eyes open and the party is working. The Sangh is totally involved. We are going on the ground. You can see from this Ram Mandir that Akshat was gone in each and every household. It is this grassroots workers who are working. As you say, we are totally not dependent on one person. It is an organization who are working, and not only in India, even abroad, people are working who have got nothing to do with politics. Who have got nothing to do with politics. Their agenda is India has to be superpower. Desh Sarvapari, nation first is the total agenda over here.
But the only thing is, one final question, sir, before we let you go. The Prime Minister said कि और विपक्ष ने संकल्प ले लिया है कि आप अब हमेशा ही विपक्ष में बैठेंगे. That the opposition has taken an oath that they will always sit in the opposition, the way they are working. Do you think the Prime Minister means the next 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, or 100 years? What does he mean?
No, sir. I will just, my take on this as far as opposition is concerned, they have been elected representatives. They have been put over there, they have been sent over there by people by way of election, by way of vote. We really respect that vote given to that individual, and because of which that person is sitting in the parliament. He has all the rights. Though he is in opposition, we do not look at him as an opposition, as an enemy or something. We look at, at least my take on this, we look at him as a constructive direction. If we are doing wrong, opposition is very healthy, they need to guide us. But only that thing that pains me is when the Honorable Prime Minister talking, that screaming, talking on top of the voice, that mockery, that is really unexpected. People have sent you with lot of, apeksha ke saath mein bheja hai. You deliver, get the work done. The Prime Minister is there to deliver, the Cabinet is there to deliver. Put relevant questions and get the people's problems solved. That is what I say. Even if you're in opposition, you are as equally important as the ruling party.
Right. I am very, very glad to hear that. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you as always, Darwala sahab. It's a great pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you, Rajiv, sir.
Can we have Mr. Darwala on screen? We have the next guest on the screen before that. Terribly sorry. But Darwala sahab, thank you very much. Great pleasure talking to you, sir. All the very
Jai
best.
Hind, Jai Maharashtra, Vande Mataram,
Vande
Jai
Mataram.
Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Thank you, sir. Well, you can't expect to hear anything else. not from the BJP anyway. And at the moment with us from the Congress से इस वक्त हमारे साथ हैं जनाब